information that I want to save. And so by all means, you know, unless Eric is threatening with the knife, I think you can interrupt and maybe chat us a question or comment as you see fit.
All right, thanks,
Without further ado, I'll let you guys take it away.
All right. I'm so excited to introduce my very, very good friend, Eric Gillman, the knife guy, right? And it's so funny when I was telling other agents about our event, and I said, Eric Gillman's going to be there. And I said, you know Eric? And it was, who doesn't know Eric? So I'm just thrilled to be here with him. Eric and I actually met, we were just thinking about that, I think about 11 years ago. He is my Cutco guy, and I joke around with everybody that I put him through college because I'm first Cutco. And it's not just knives, you guys. But Eric he's the master at client retention. I mean, look at this. A knife guy, I know a knife guy for 11 years. I mean, who does that? But the way Eric follows up and keeps in touch with everybody, I mean, he's got some really great tips and tools for everybody. So with that, I'm going to just turn it over to Eric, and he's going to take it away.
Beautiful. Thank you, Barbara. Air high five. Socially distant high five. I'm excited. I am really excited to be here today. Frankly, I'm excited to be outside of my house with pants on, doing a thing. So really grateful for the opportunity to share with you today. And as Barbara talked about, of course, yes, I am a knife guy. What that means is our team for the last 10 years, we've been specializing in using a product called Cutco, which if you haven't heard about it, I'll tell you a little bit about it before we get out of here. It's a super high quality knife. And as Hennis mentioned, what we do is we custom engrave it with your name and your logo and your tagline. But what's most exciting though is not just using the knives as a vehicle to appreciate your clients, but what the Sharp Retention team, the #1 team in the world for Cutco, has done over the last 10 years for repeat and referral-based business. And today, I'm bringing you my 7 keys to lifetime client retention. Every good business owner knows that the end of a transaction is the beginning of a lifetime relationship. Yes or yes? Absolutely. And I'll be shouting out questions. Feel free to just yell them out, even though I know you're muted. And if you feel the overwhelming need, this is the sign language for a round of applause. So if you feel the overwhelming need to give me a standing ovation, which of course I totally understand, go ahead and just do that. I see you. We'll do $2.4 million in sales this year. Now, I know a lot of you thinking if you're in real estate, that's like 2 homes in Southern California. But in knife terms, that's a lot. But what's most exciting about that number, the 2.4 million our team will do, is that over 85% of that is repeat or referral-based business. That is incoming repeat referral-based business, 85% of the 2.4 million. And whether you are selling knives or cars or homes, the language of strategic appreciation is universal. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because it starts with a mindset. And the mindset is be more in love with your clients than you are with your business. As I'm now seeing, I believe all these slides might be coming through backwards on the Zoom, which is super exciting because I'm going to email you this PowerPoint afterwards.
No, Eric, you're good. It's coming through right. It just looks wrong. You're good.
It looks great, right?
No, it's good. It's come through the right way. You're good.
Oh, perfect. Cool. I'm just seeing it backwards. Good thing I know what it says. I can read this thing forwards and back. What it says is Mary Kay Ash. She's the founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics. And the mindset of being more in love with your clients than you are with your business comes down to acting as if everybody has a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. And your job is to be a detective and find out what that thing is. As I mentioned, the end of a transaction is the beginning of a lifetime relationship. But here are some scary numbers, according to Forbes, that indicate that that's not so much the truth with most businesses. And why I'm here today. Some scary stats. According to Forbes, I'm going to go through these quickly. And again, I'm going to share this PowerPoint with anybody who likes it. 68% of people will leave their salesperson because they feel their salesperson is indifferent. That's not to say they don't like you or anything. They just simply put, they're not feeling the love. They've moved on. 5, I want you to write that number down. Burn it into your brain. Because according to Forbes, it's going to cost you 5 times more to get a new client than it will to retain a current one. And there's 2 buckets in our business, right? There's lead gen and there's goodwill. You shouldn't have to rob one to pay for the other. Both are important. But what we're going to talk about today is deepening those client relationships and going to save you on your back end. And in our industry, if you're watching this, if you're in the real estate industry, 9% of people can name their realtor or lender just 2 years after a transaction. In fact, just like Henry was talking about with his previous client just a moment ago, 86% of people, 9 out of 10, they shook your hand, they said they would use you again in the future. But only 12% actually do. Why? Why the drop off? Shout it out. Go ahead. I can't hear you, but I can feel you. Yeah, I heard you. Right there in the back with the gray shirt on. Perfect. Because you're not top of mind. Just simply here today, gone tomorrow. What are we building? The question is, what are you building with your business? Are you building a business that's full of raving fans or satisfied clients? Simply put, satisfied clients are those 86% of people. Look at them. Look how happy they are, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. They shook your hand, they signed the paperwork, they got your magnet, even though it doesn't stick to the fridge anymore, they think they'll call you. They walk down the street, they hear a conversation about real estate or about loans, they just keep walking. You got a raving fan, we don't know that person. They're probably hopefully coming to your mind right now. Who's your biggest raving fan client? Your cheerleader, who hears a conversation about real estate and makes sure that conversation ends with that person's information in your hand. Because if you're building a business that one day you want to retire from, that one day you want to sell to somebody else, the business that one day will pay you residual income, it's like an ATM machine. And are you filling it with, and I don't mean to call people worthless, that's not my intention, but $0 bills, satisfied clients, or are you filling it with raving fans, $100 bills? And what I'm going to give you today is how to convert a raving or satisfied client into a raving fan. And the beautiful part, my friends, it's not going to cost you your 2 most valuable assets. It will not cost you a lot of your time, and it will not cost you a lot of your marketing budget. Because again, what are we building? The question is, what do you own? Nobody on this call owns Zillow. Nobody owns Trulia or Realtor.com. You own your relationships. And in the last 4 months, how much have we figured out? That might be all we have in the future. So change brings opportunity. But change brings an opportunity to deepen those lifetime relationships. Because a business is only as strong as its key employee-client relationships. And I hear this sometimes too. My service is my gift. I give great service. Well, in a world where people can just jump onto the mountaintop right now and shout everything about you, whether it's good or bad, giving great service isn't a gift, it's a requirement. You have to go above and beyond. You have to do something. You have to send them something cool. I want you to think about it. Think about the last time you got a gift. What was it? How did it make you feel? When you got that gift from that person, did you feel loved? Did you feel appreciated? Right? You felt thought about, you felt cared about. And that's how you can convert someone from being that 12% of people who don't use you to that, or excuse me, the 86% of people who said they would use you to the 12% who actually do. So feel loved and appreciated. The bottom line is this, and we're going to get into it right now. The bottom line is this: you work hard for your clients. You prospect, you lead generate, you create fantastic client experiences. Doesn't it make sense that they only use you and refer you in the future forever? Yes or yes? Absolutely. The punchline is this. This is from Patricia Fripp. I'm so excited that Jim, my Toastmasters confidant and coaches on here, this is an international Toastmaster quote. It's not your client's job to remember you. It's your responsibility and obligation to make sure they don't have the opportunity to forget about you. That's what we believe in at Sharp Retention, and that's what we do. And that's what we're going to go through right now with these 7 keys. So as we go through these things, I encourage you, please take notes. Please write down any questions that you have. And I challenge you. Have you heard this before? Maybe you've heard some stuff like this. Are you doing it? And here's the challenge. Do you have a system in place, meaning it takes no extra thought or effort to make sure that this happens automatically? So they start simple, because we're working with business owners that have been owning their business for a year, and we're working with some business owners that have had their business for 30 years. Wherever you fall on this spectrum, remember, right now, change brings opportunity, an opportunity to be better, an opportunity to grow. So number 1 is really quite simple. I've already asked this, but what do you own as a business owner, as a realtor, as a lender? You own your relationships. You must have a highly organized database. But here's the thing, at Sharp Retention, when you order from us, you don't go into a database, because to make your client relationships more important than your business, your people can't be data, they're people. So it's a simple word, but we rely on a people base. Shift that mentality of this is not just data, this is a relationship management system. So again, we start quite simple. I know you're thinking, like, did this guy just tell me to have a CRM if you've been in business for 20 years? Of course you have a CRM, but it has to be highly organized in 3 ways. Number 1, obvious surface level stuff, who they are, email addresses, names, stuff like that. Number 2 is what they own, what they can own, what they have goals to own one day. And then number 3 is the real information about them, who they are as a person. What are their goals, their trials, their tribulations, their kids' names, their schools, their activities? And trust me, I'm going to tell you how to find out all of this stuff very easily. You must call upon it 2 to 4 times a year to add value. Hear that? It's not to see if they need to move. It's to add value to what they're doing. We're going to talk about being a connector in just a moment here. The fortune's in the follow-up. It's really quite that simple. The proof is in the pudding. I'm sitting next to a client of mine that I've had for over a decade. I proved it. And moving forward through these next steps, it ramps up and it gets more fun. But this equation is very important to see. According to Forbes, 80% of your future business is going to come from 20% of your current clients. So moving forward through these next 6 keys, we all know not every client is created equal. And I'm not saying to do every single one of these for every single client. But by weaving them into a marketing strategy, it becomes quite dynamic. But you can see how taking that 20% year after year, 20% and another 20% and another 20%, 4, 5, 6 years down the road with natural attrition, you end up with a people base that's got a high amount of raving fans. So once you've got them in there, now you're starting to have fun. Identify your goal group. It must be written down and highly organized. Wave your hands in the air like you just don't care if you have a goal group written down and organized. Help people, nice. Love it. And if you don't worry about it. That's what we're here today to do. Change brings opportunity. This is an opportunity to do this. So what do gold clients look like? Well, obviously, they look like little gold men. They wear black ties. They're generally followed around by 2 bigger jets. I'm kidding. The point, I love this picture because we don't know what our gold clients look like. Now, when I say a gold client, that could be a client, that can be a referral partner, that can be a strategic relationship. That might even be someone you haven't even met yet. That lender in your area who knows everybody. That powerful title person who's always doing the big events, right? And through these systems that I'm going to show you in the next couple of steps, you're going to be able to connect with those people. But I encourage you, how many people? All right, start with 25. Start with 25 written down. Okay, it can be 15 clients, 5 other realtors, and 5 lenders. Or maybe you're in the building side of things like Hennish. Maybe it's 15 contractors, 3 subcontractors, 2 realtors, and 5 lenders. I don't know if that adds up to 25, but anyway, you get the point. Is it must be written down and it must be organized in 3 places. Where are you going to organize this? Number 1, in your people base. This is what we talked about. This is that 3rd level, right? Who they are, what they do, what they like, where they go. We're going to talk about that in the next step. Second place you're going to have it organized, Facebook. You can go on Facebook and make a list. You tell Mark Zuckerberg, I want to know when Barbara Lay posts something so I can comment on it. And those posts, you'll get notified when your goal client posts something. Because the thing about strategic appreciation, and I really need you to hear this, there's no trackable ROI. And so that is why so many people don't bother with it. But everybody watching this intuitively knows that comment on your client's daughter's wedding dress, or that small note that you left in their car after an appointment, everybody intuitively knows these things pay off 10 to 100-fold. Yes or yes, right? But the thing is, there's no trackable ROI, so a lot of people don't do it. So the number 2 place you're going to track was Facebook, and then the number 3 place you're going to keep track of these gold clients, these people who supply your lifestyle, as strange as it sounds, is in your heart. I know. Actually care about these people. If you're out and about and you see something that they might like, buy it for them or take a picture of it. Or if you see someone that they might know or want to meet, introduce that person, putting them on the forefront of your mind. And that goes to, how do I know these things about these people? Is having a highly organized people base. But how do we find out about these things? Oh, well, let's get into my favorite step, which is customize. What's everybody's favorite thing to talk about? Themselves. Yes. So we give them the opportunity to. Now, this is called an all about you form. I will email this to anybody who would like to see it. I'll send it to Hennish. Everything that Sharp Retention does, we share with everybody. There's plenty of pie in the world for everybody to have lots of business. So, all about you form. What does it say? It's got name. It's got blood type. It's got social security number. It's got mother's maiden name. I'm joking. It doesn't have any of that stuff. It's basic things. It's hobbies, challenges, charities that they work for, sports teams that they're a big fan of, t-shirt size. Why do you think we want to know what t-shirt size they wear? So we can send them a t-shirt. It says best day of my life. And a sticker that says this reminds me of the first day we met. You also want another size because you don't want to send an extra small t-shirt to an extra big guy. And you definitely don't want to send an extra big t-shirt to an extra small lady. Right? So find out what size they wear. All these little things on there. Quick story about how this works full circle. Corey Kavanewski. He is a loan officer down in Coronado. Incredible guy. We have worked with him for many, many years. He gives out our spreaders as gifts. We knew Corey was a huge Laker fan. So the night before he was scheduled to speak at a conference that we were sponsoring, because we had taken just a little bit of time to do the research, we took a little bit of our marketing budget. We knew that he was a diehard Laker fan. And so the night before his speech on stage, we hand-delivered a brand new 23 LeBron James jersey to his room. He's given us over 40 referrals since then. It's a little bit of time and a little bit of your marketing budget that we're spending anyway. So customize it. Find out exactly what is important to them. And then once you have that, any people who have been in BNI before know that it's important to be a connector. Be not just the local real estate expert or the local loan expert. Be the local expert. When you solve a problem for your clients that doesn't have to do with your profession, you become irreplaceable. So go above and beyond. I challenge everybody who's watching right now. You might be a local real estate expert, but do you know Do you know the local plumbing expert guy on speed dial? Are you 100% confident that the referral you're going to give to the hair salon is the best hair salon in town? Do you have the exterminator ready to go? Do you know which schools are best? After school programs, all these different things. Being an expert, being a connector. And as the mantra in BNI goes, giver's gain. Start by giving and you will end up receiving. Don't just ask for referrals. Give referrals constantly. So be a connector of multiple people. Now, this next one, you might have heard this before. In fact, there's a book with a title of Never Eat Lunch Alone. Some of you might be thinking right now, hey, I'm stuck at home, Eric. How am I ever going to be able to go out and eat lunch with all my gold clients throughout the entire year? Change brings opportunity. Right now is the easiest time in the world to connect with your clients because they are home. Give them a call. Hey, how's it going? I know you're probably home alone right now or home with the family or home and doing work. Let's have lunch together. I'm having lunch tomorrow at 12:30. Here's a Zoom invite. Sometimes just making that phone call itself will do the job that the lunch would have done. Don't have time for lunch? Go to coffee. Don't have money for that? Go take them to coffee, right? And this is not every client. You have, do the math with me. You have 25 gold clients. There are 52 weeks in the year. 2 clients a month. That's 1 every 2 weeks. Hit them up on Zoom. Take the time to let them know how important they are to you. Speaking of making people feel important, what's the one day of the year is the easiest day to make someone feel special? In fact, it's their special day. Is their bingo. 100% of my live audience got it. I love it. Birthday, right. But do you have a birthday system? Or do you just see it's their birthday on Facebook right on their wall and hope that they see it one day? I'm going to give you really quickly my 3 do's and 3 don'ts of a birthday system for lifetime clients. I want to make everyone feel all excited like this dog. Someone pointed out the other day, they're like, he looks scared. I'm like, he looks cute. It's a little bug-eyed, but he's great. We love him. All right, the 3 do's of the birthday system. Really quickly. Number 1, do. Send them a message on Facebook. Not their wall, message. Same amount of time, 10 to 15 times more impactful. Facebook Messenger, no matter what business you're in right now, is the highest engagement of any other communication form. That's just what it is. Over text, over email, over phone calls, it's Facebook Messenger. People are the most likely to open and respond to it. So send them a quick message. It says written, and this is copy and pasted from your birthday system because a system is time blocked. So 10 minutes a day, you have this written out already. It says, happy birthday, Barbara, exclamation point. I hope you have a wonderful year and you make this your best year yet. Click send, double check the names. Second thing, and this is where this really started to take flight. This is effectively the birthday system itself. Okay, remember, 80% of your future business will come from 20% of your current clients. So this is for that 20%. You don't have to do these messages every single person, but I send about 3 to 4 of these a day, depending on the people. But I'm doing it for about 20% of the birthdays. The other 80% are getting the first message. But I started grabbing these little things. Happy birthday, Barbara! This is when I take a second, wish you a super happy birthday, and tell you 3 sentences about why you care about them so much. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, and you make this year your best one yet. End video, send. No watching it twice, no retaking it unless you messed up their name. Any other thing is give up. If you are not comfortable being on video, here's my advice. Get comfortable being on video. Give up, as my old mentor and coach, Hal Elrod, used to teach me. Give up being perfect for being authentic. We are living in a world of authenticity. 90% of business is done from home, not even wearing pants anymore. Don't worry about it. Just click the video, send it. And then the number 3 thing is to send them something cool. take a moment to actually send a gift. Now, this can be done all throughout the year, and it's different for transactional businesses depending on what type of business you're in, when you want to decide to send them. To sharp retention, and I encourage them to share a couple of the gifts that we send, we have an entire storeroom supply closet of neat things to send to clients, all under $10. A few of them, and obviously the most simple one, as my mom always called me when I grew up, Eric, it doesn't matter the size of the gesture you make. It matters that you make a gesture in the first place. A simple handwritten card on a blank piece of paper. Nobody in the history of the world got mad at an unexpected, belated birthday card. Fact. Want to step it up a little bit? Get them a sticker that says best day of my life. These are 50 cents. You get them at bestdayofmylife.com. You can get them a t-shirt. They're $26. Send them a mask. It says, I know it's been a crazy year, but no matter what, I've got you covered. What else we got here? All those types of things. Send them a book. Oh, these I love. Send them a book. If you don't have a book around, you can send them a copy of mine, or you can write your own. We're all home. Write a book. It's a great time. And then these are called Tiny Love Cards. These you can get them at tinylovecards.com. This one says you're brilliant. This one says dream come true. They're all little cool things to send out to people. And I think the last one is a K-Bar Sport. These are available at kbar.com. So Cutco, it actually owns K-Bar, which is the knives that the military uses. And so we send out these little sports. But here's the cool part. They're $7. You get them online. There's a knife inside. I sent out about 100 of these at the beginning of the year, and I sent them with notes. And this is before we went into lockdown, and then the note became much more relevant, which was, you know it's going to be the best day of your life when you get a K-Bar Sport from the Knife Man. I hope this keeps you ready for anything in 2020. Those I was sending before we went into lockdown. The note became so much more relevant. A whole different thing compared to the ones I was sending early March versus late March, right? So it's that simple. Send them a cool gift. The 3 don'ts, very quickly. Number 1, don't write on their wall. We already talked about this. Facebook wall. Condensed, nobody cares. Takes the same amount of time, write the message. Number 2, don't forget to double check the names if you're copy and pasting a lot of messages. I just did this today. Don't send a message to Jim that says happy birthday, Melissa. Double check the names. It happens still. Okay, and the third thing is don't send a bad gift. Don't send a bad gift. What's a bad gift? Well, a bad gift, my friends, is just something that doesn't represent that lifetime relationship you're going to have with your clients. Okay, consumable, one-time use, makes me feel crappy, hidden away, never talked about. Are these things that are synonymous with your lifetime relationship with your clients? Is having a gifting system in place. So having something ready to go at all times. Of course, it's, oh, I almost forgot my favorite little guy here. I would have been so remiss. Send them a wacky, wavy, inflatable tube man. They're $7 on Amazon. That says, I'm a huge fan of yours. I'm about to drop off about 25 of these this week. So you'll probably be seeing some of these on social media. Right? Sorry, I had to, if I didn't show my wacky wavy, but sometimes I turn them on in my own office and I just think about how awesome I am. He's there to cheer me on all the time. Anyway, you notice none of these are consumed, right? And so if there was a better gift to talk about, to be up here, that's gonna last forever, that represents your lifetime service to your clients, I would be up here wearing a shirt that says whatever that is, guy, but I'm not. Because the point is there isn't. There's one gift that does it all, it covers it all. It's having a gifting system in place, because your job is to sell real estate or write loans or do construction, or here's what it's not. Your job is not to run around town once a month, customizing a gift basket, figuring out what they like, who they are, what they do. For that top 5–10% of people, go for it. But for the other 90%, the reason our team is up almost 200% for the year so far is simply that there's never been a time in history where people are home and cooking more. So for those of you who aren't familiar, a super high quality brand of knives, instead of giving gifts like wine and champagne and gift cards and gift baskets, give something that actually lasts. So I'll show Hennis is here, and I'm happy. I'm going to follow up with anyone who wants more information about it. Look, whether your client is Rachel Ray, or they weren't even sure there was a kitchen in the studio home that you sold them, they still use a knife to cut food into smaller pieces every day. That's a fact. Because they're deductible, and my favorite part that I mentioned already, I think, 100% American made. I've been doing this for 13 years. If you think I am extremely excited about selling a 100% American made product, especially right now, you bet your red, white, and blue butt I am. So the way it works, we ship you a supply of gifts to have on hand for the year, and then we bill you over a half a year or a full year interest-free. I want to wrap it up here too, and I want to get over to Barbara, and also I have a special. I'm going to be doing a raffle or a giveaway here at the end. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that right now, because I want everybody to have an opportunity to get a piece of Cutco. I'm also going to follow up to anybody who follows up with me. It'll be all about you for it. So everyone, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and pull out your phone. Okay, pull out your phone. I'm going to have you text me with 2 things, and that's how you're going to get entered in the drawing for a free Cutco knife. They also come in black and red, all different types of colors and handles. Our gifts range in price from about 100 to 200, which is the same money we're already spending anyway. You're going to text me with your name and your email. Now, I like to reward people for taking action now on things they know they might want to do for their business eventually anyway. Since obviously we're all going to appreciate our clients and we all want something, a vehicle to do so, I'm actually going to buy a Cutco knife and send a copy of my book to anybody who gives me 15 to 20 minutes of your time to just walk you through our program. No obligation. I'll show you how it works. I'll send you a book and a knife. It's a super fun time. Paul, you already texted me. You're the fastest off the thing. I love you, buddy. But here, don't text me yet. Don't do it yet. Here's the last thing. If you want to take advantage of that, I'll send you some times. Put the word sharp, S-H-A-R-P, in your text. So name and email to get entered in the drawing for free Cutco. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be doing it in a few minutes. And the word sharp, S-H-A-R-P, if you'd like to get a free knife and a book and a time to meet up really quickly. But whether or not you decided to get Cutco today, I very much hope that we have the opportunity to chat. At the end of the day, I'm going to sleep fine tonight because we've got this business that's doing 80% repeat referral-based business, and I want to share that as much as possible with everybody. But the question I'll leave you with is, what are we building right now? Oh, perfect. I'm going to get a phone call on the thing. Go like, okay. Oh, goodness. Cool. Who's had a, before I leave you with my code, just be honest. Who's had a screen sharing mishap where you've been screen sharing or someone's screen sharing with you and you end up going on like Facebook or checking your email? They're like, what are you doing? You're like, oh my goodness, I forgot we're on the screen share. It happens. Welcome to our new Zoom Lives. What are we building here today? What choices are you going to make today that 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the road, you're going to look back like, that was the moment that my business changed. When I started doing those birthday videos is when the dynamic of my business changed. When I started taking out 2 clients only a month to lunch, and I didn't even have to pay for lunch, that's when my business changed. When I took my CRM from a 1 to a 10 in organization, what choices will you make today that will have that effect on your business? And I encourage you, and I'll leave you with this. A quote from my friend Cal Elrod: you are where you are in life because of the choices you have made in the past. But where you are going depends entirely on who you choose to be today. So I thank everybody for your time for being here. Please don't go anywhere because I am going to do this drawing before our time is up. But before we do that, I know we have some more information. There's bonus information going today. That's my last slide. But I want to bring up the people who really masterminded this and put this whole thing together. I really appreciate the opportunity to share with any of you. Text me. I'm getting a lot of texts, which is perfect. With your name and your email, I'll send you the All About You form. And obviously, we'll set up some time to chat. But I appreciate that. I hope everyone has a super sharp rest of your day. And I'm going to turn it back over to my good friend Hennish, who has some stuff, and then stick around. We're going to do the drawing for the free knife towards the end. So you let me know when you're ready, Hennish, and that is all I got. So thank you.
Hey, Eric, appreciate it. That was awesome. That was super fun. Love seeing that because man, you're good on video and a fun entertainer. So thank you for that. And I appreciate everyone sticking around because I do want to go into strategic networking. There is some overlap with what Eric has been talking about, but also some good